Starting with new chapter, deductions from gross total income. Check the index page. Index page, weightage. How much you have covered? Then from your clubbing, carry forward set off and chapter 6A, 10 to 15% of 60 marks, 6 to 9 marks. Yes? Majority will be obviously head of income. And next one is also important, is chapter 15, total income and tax liability of individuals. But chapter 15 is not a conceptual chapter as such. It is just merger of all the chapters. So but specifically then you have 15 to 20. So to be very careful at chapter 13 and 14. Okay? Because there are only 2 chapters, but 15 to 20% weightage is a good actually area to improve. Fine. Presentation chapter itself has what? 10 to 15. Okay? And 3 to 6 marks from chapter number 1 only. Correct? So you can have MCQs also. Fine? So deductions from gross total income, chapter 6A. Chapter means that part of your income tax act where you're getting deductions. We have already taken what? Difference or considered difference between deduction and exemption. We had seen that in the chapter of exemption. Which section? 10. Income not includable in the total income of the assessee. Remember? Okay. So deduction is generally given from income chargeable to tax, and income is an exempt from tax if it is not included in the total computation of the income. These are all your technical points of differences. But deduction can be less than or equal to or more than the amount of income. Some cases you can have deduction more, okay, than the income also. As well as you can have deduction for expenditure also. Which one we had seen? Okay. Deduction for expenditure. You're the wordings carefully. Standard deviation. Standard deviation. Deduction. Okay. Deduction for expenditure. Very good. Weighted deduction you can have. The deduction is more than the expenditure. You may have 125% or 150%, whatever it might be, correct? So there can be deduction more than the expenditure also. Okay. However, exemption can never exceed income. Disallowance and deduction. Exactly opposite, no? Disallowed, expenditure not allowed. Deduction, that means expenditure allowed. Deduction allowed means same thing. It is expenditure allowed to be deducted. Okay. So all, pay attention. All your deductions of chapter 6A, they all vary or they go from section 80C to 80U. Okay. Now this point I think I had highlighted it somewhere. Deduction in respect of expenditure only is allowed. Was it in presumptive taxation? Because you can have deduction in respect of incomes also. These are all special businesses, okay? They are all some kind of special businesses or special income on which you are getting a deduction, okay? Right now, not part of the syllabus, okay? Only one is there. I think double G, double A you have. Then 80QQB and QRRB is there. They are actually very small, like children, nunnu munnu. Then ATP is not there, but ATP is for cooperative societies income. Right now, not part of a syllabus. Pay attention. In computing total income of the assessee, pay attention, okay, 88. There shall be allowed from his GTI. The deduction specified in section 80C to 80U. So deduction from 80C to 80U, the permission is given by section 80A. Correct? There's something similar. The strategies or format is similar to charging section. What does charging section tell you? That you have to this particular income will be taxed in this head of income, and then the next head of next sections are what? Computation section. Something similar. So from GTI you can reduce, take deduction. This is told by section 80A. Deduction under section 80C to 80U. Correct? पूरा ग्रुप में कफ सिरप बांट दो भाई. The aggregate amount of deductions under this chapter shall not exceed in any case GTI of the assessee. So for chapter 6A, all the deductions cannot exceed the income. Something similar to your exemptions. Thus, an assessee cannot have a loss as a result of deduction under chapter 6A. That means from section 80C to 80U, utilizing that, your NTI cannot be negative. Net taxable income cannot be negative because of chapter 6A. And obviously, if there is no loss, then obviously there is no case of carrying it forward also. Okay. Therefore, an assessee cannot have a loss as a result of chapter 6A deduction and claim to carry forward the same for the purpose of set of his income in the subsequent year. That means you finalize the income in GTI, and then whatever you are reducing from GTI, that will be only as per chapter 6A, isn't it? And can chapter 6A exceed GTI? No. Especially again, you have to be very careful at chapter 6A. Some incomes themselves do not allow chapter 6A. Example, which IOS? Casual income in IOS. Then some income in capital gain also. They do not allow your chapter 6A deduction. Understood here? Okay. Then pay attention. Deductions now in this chapter 6 there are a couple of types, based on expenditure and based on income. Majority is based on expenditure. Okay. Incomes is there, but that is again separate type of business completely. Okay. Deduction in respect of certain payments. ATC and ATGGC and all of that, everything you have to cover. Okay. Then certain incomes, you are getting deduction based on incomes. From there only we have couple of them only. Okay, right now for the part of syllabus. Other deduction based on incomes is ATTTA and ATTTB. This we have seen from the beginning of residential status chapter. Very good. Interest on savings account and interest on savings account and interest income for a resident individual more than 60 years of age. So that also we have to see in detail. And some other deductions are given in section 80U. 80U also we have covered little bit. You know the name of 80U. ATU we have covered just now. Yes, very recently. Hi. ATU. Just now, recently, very recently. Exception to clubbing of minors income. मेरे को देखो क्या कर रही हो उसको रखे करो right. What is ATU? Disability. So if the assessee whatever you get a deduction for disability also, remember or no? So yeah, now you remember. Okay, abhi remember. Nice. Okay, come back. Everyone got it? ATC though is the most famous, that is also we cover lots of times. ATU is the last one, that is for deduction for disability. Okay. and what disability in percentage and all of that, everything is given there. Section 80AC, pay attention now. Stipulates, that means tells you that compulsory filing of ROI before 139(1) for availing deduction of the following sections only. Pay attention. This is only for or as per 80AC. That means if you want to claim deduction under which sections, IA, IB, IB, IBA, IAC, then you have to file the return before 139(1) due date. Understood? Just now did we see for losses also? Yes, no. Got it? Check what are they saying. What is IA? PGBP income from industrial undertaking or enterprise engaged in infrastructure development, operation, maintenance, generation, transmission, distribution of power. Are you following? There is no need to buy hard, but just understand this special business now. Power. So here these businesses are encouraged. That's why they are getting some more deductions. Then PGBP in SEZ. Okay. Then we had section 10AA also. That was what? Which type of business?
Industries that
IT, ITES.
15 years or 5 years.
It was based on export. It was based on export. Turnover upon total turnover, if you remember that ratio. Okay. IB. Deduction from PGBP of certain industrial takings other than infrastructure development. Then IBA for housing projects. IAC, eligible startup for an eligible business. So all these businesses are encouraged by income tax, or you can say government of India. That's why they are getting some more deductions. Yes? Understood or no? Housing projects, no, that means infrastructure. The assessee is flat owner or flat creator. The business in creation of housing projects. Okay. There is this company Hudco, Housing something Development Corporation of whatever. Hudco, don't know. Hudco. No, don't search. But these are some, you can say, associated with governments, and they try to create residential units of a very small size, not lavish obviously, but for, you can say, many people there. Yeah. Something similar, correct. Then there are lottery system over there. Lottery systems, hardly 400 or 500 square feet flats are created. On lottery, they basically give it. Maybe. Okay, come back. ADIC, undertaking in Himachal Pradesh or Uttaranchal. Pay attention. That means again increase of industrialization or encouragement of industrialization in certain states. ADIC, which manufactures or produces any article or thing, or undertakes substantial expansion. That means you can create a branch also or a new unit also over there. Okay. At times you may see some of your consumables. FMCG, you understand? Fast moving consumer goods, sorry. Eatables, small goods, toothpaste, Colgate, brush, biscuits, cosmetics, HUL company, you know. Hindustan Unilever Limited. And these are small goods. Obviously fast moving means they are sold quickly, correct? You may see on the manufacturing of some items, you will see their codes are given, or production address is given, and then some of them you may see in these states, because this was promoted some years back, and then they were told that if you start a branch over there or a unit over there, then you will get some more deduction from income from those units. So obviously these people now will do what? They will go there and start their manufacturing processes. So you may see your goods, whatever you are having now, it may have been produced in HP, Uttaranchal, or even in Northeast state, because benefit was given over there. Okay, isn't it? HP Uttaranchal mainly known for tourism, not as such known for industrialization. So that is a kind of a promotion. Similarly, we may have some states which are not yet so developed, maybe Bihar or even northeast states. So when some encouragements are given, states, state, okay, state. She was into this word. Okay, nice. Done. Something similar in ATIE for northeastern states. Next one. IE. Again in northeastern states for any eligible articles or thing. Okay. Again eligible means many details are given for that section. Right now not part of our syllabus. AT Jojoba, JJA, check, is for biodegradable waste. And JAA is for, this is part of our syllabus, new employees, employment, you get a deduction. Okay. ADLA, in respect of certain income from offshore banking units. ATP for cooperative societies, deduction. ADPA, producer companies. QQB and RRB is part of our syllabus. Okay, part of our syllabus means they are in detail. Done. Rest of them you just have to know the number and the name. क्या करूँ उसका बड़ा करूँ on आगे next one chalo. So for deduction under chapter 6A, whether income tax return has to be filed in time, only for certain sections deduction. If you are claiming deduction only from ATIE and all these sections, where not this section, these ones, correct, then return has to be filed in time, within due date, to claim the deduction. Okay, nice. That's why I have given that gap. Done. Next one, ADC. Watch. वो नहीं होता अभी. ADC. In case of an individual or an HUF, pay attention. One of the most important deduction we have. There shall be deducted the whole of the amount paid or deposited. Now pay attention. Whole of the amount paid or deposited in the previous year, as does not exceed rupees 1,50,000. Full stop is there. That means the ceiling limit of section 80C is 1,50,000. The following sums qualify for tax deduction under section 80C on payment basis. Correct? Okay. So whether return has to be filed within due date to claim 80C deduction? No, that is not over here, isn't it? So check. For a PY 1920, okay, its ITR you may file in the next year. Let us assume 31st July 2020. Yes or no? Then now 80C, whatever are the eligible payments, okay, whatever is allowed under 80C, okay, can we spend it on 1st July 2020 and claim it in the year of return when we are filing? Just before return we have paid or spent, and then can we file, then can we claim in the income tax return? Did you understand the question? It should be spent in that year. Spent means actually paid or deposited. That is the meaning of that word. Which meaning of which word? Paid or deposited in the PY. If you want to claim deduction for a PY, you have to also actually pay it in that PY only. Just because You have time to file income tax return. Doesn't mean just before income tax return you will make the payment and claim in the income tax return. No. If it is actually, pay attention. If it is actually paid on 1st July 2020, you are paid it in PY. Yes, it is PY 2021. Are you following or no? So in the income tax return of 1920, only whatever is spent between 1/4/19 to 31st March 20. Actually payment should be during this period. Only then you can claim the deduction. Even if return is belated. Isn't it? Correct? Understood? Good. So check. Payments or investments qualifying for deduction. This is a big table and you have to by heart the same. First one. Premium paid on insurance. Insurance are of many types. Life and general. Correct? Marine. So which one we are allowing? Check. Endowment policy, every type of policy, or life policy. Is it fire policy? Marine policy? No. It is life or endowment. Something similar to life policy. Now there is going to be many things. Many policies. Okay? Choose of agent. Then I thought you give policy. And then both of them are saying endowment. Government? Agent? Policy? Okay. Policy issued prior to 1/4/12. Okay. Which policy? Life insurance policy. Do not call it as LIC policy. LIC is just a company giving policy. Okay. Main is only it should be a life insurance policy. Deduction is premium paid or 20% of capital sum assured, whichever is lower. Okay. This we have read already somewhere. Salary. This actually is completely done. These questions are not done. Dates, 20%, 10%. No. LIC. LIC means life insurance policy. Sum assured 20%, not done. Pakka, not done. Cut-off dates 1/4/12. Cut-off dates were done, no?
वो exemption
Exemptions were done, no? It was there, no? ये सब नहीं किया. What is there in the chapter of exemption then? Dates are given. Percentage. स्कूल में किया था ना? 10 10 doesn't matter. Memory is very weak unless we revise. Okay. Policy issued on or after 1/4/12. Then the limit is of 10%. Actually paid or 10%, whichever is lower. And if it is on or after 1/4/13, but only for disability, you get something extra of 15%. This we have done. Only these two are done. Okay. The 15% criteria. So check how many limits we have: 20, 10, and 15. Earliest in the time it was 20%. Now it is 10%. But something extra is given for disabled of 15%. Now 20, 10 or 15. This depends on dates also. Isn't it? Okay. The 15% criteria will apply only for a person with disability for severe disability which is mentioned in section 80U, or suffering from disease or ailment which is mentioned in section 80 DDB. Sum assured does not include any premium agreed to be returned or for benefit of bonus. That means only the fixed amount which was earlier decided at the time of issuing a policy, that is your sum assured. So what should not exceed what? 20%, 15%, what? Okay, deduction must not exceed, okay, whichever is lower. Comparing what and what, tell me now. Actual premium paid, 20% of sum assured.
Capital sum assured.
Correct, capital of sum assured. So actual premium paid or percentage of sum assured. Sum assured, you understand, of that policy, 20%, 15% and 10%. Done? In whose name? If assessee is individual, then policy for own life or spouse or children. Section 80C. For life of self, spouse or children. That means parents included here.
No, only.
If SCC is HUF, then policy on life of any member of the family. Very important. Assessee's own life, spouse as well as children. Only that is allowed. Okay? Not parents. Contribution to PPF. PPF is done covered simply in chapter of salaries. One of the most again widely used deduction. Again, PPF can be in the name of self or spouse or children. That means you can create an PPF in the name of child and you can contribute and you can claim deduction. Understood? Again, can you pay PPF for your father, mother? For self, spouse and children. Clear? Then contributions for participation in unit linked insurance plans of 1971 or any unit linked insurance plan of LIC mutual fund. Then it is again assessee. If assessee is individual, then himself, spouse and any child. For HUF it's member. Okay? There will be many of them. Let us go through the important ones. Premium paid to effect and keep in force a contract for deferred annuity. Some amounts which you are going to get in future. If you are making a premium or for that policy, again it is allowed as deduction. Again for individual, spouse or children. Okay, it is pension or what it was? Deferred annuity. So who is not eligible at all? HUF is not eligible for deduction. Contribution to approved annuity plans of LIC or any other insurer also, but the plan name is what? Approved annuity plan. Over here it is deferred annuity. These are many types of plan these people come up with. So to be specific which policy it is. Okay. Then only for assessee. Till now we were seeing benefit could be for someone else also. Here it is only assessee himself. Amount deducted by government from salary of government employee for securing a deferred annuity subject to maximum of 20% of salary. Deduction can be for individual, spouse or children. Statutory provident fund only assessee. With this has been covered. Self contribution. Then recognized provident fund, same thing, assessee only. 80C. Okay. Approved superannuation fund, have you done?
Yes.
Superannuation was done.
Yes.
Again only assessee. NSC, very old but still many people still use it. NSC, National Savings Certificate, only again assessee. It is again a type of investment. It has a lock-in period, etc. Subscription to any units of any mutual fund approved by board. Which board? Board of Studies, ICAI, correct?
Nahi.
CBDT, CBDT, okay. So some funds which are approved by CBDT. Contribution by an individual to a pension fund UTI, Unit Trust of India Retirement Benefit Pension Fund. That is the name already. That is assessee. Only for assessee. Payment of tuition fees. So whatever tuition fees you are paying, or in your behalf, you are not paying, the parents can claim the deduction right from your lower KG, whatever school you have been paying tuition fees. So that tuition fees component is allowed as deduction, but with obviously conditions. Check. At the time payment of tuition fees, at the time of admission or thereafter to any university, college, school or other education institutions within India, Oxford, Stanford, all that not allowed. Okay. I mean, you are sending him for education abroad and claiming deduction here. No, only in India. For the purpose of, again underline, correspondence course not allowed. Private courses not allowed. Full-time educational course which may result into some degree or something. Okay. That also maximum 2 children of the assessee. Okay. Got it? Which component? Only tuition fees. Did you get your college receipt once you paid some admission fees to the college as well as school? It has n number of components if you check in the college receipt. In that, one of the biggest or important is the tuition fees. Other than such, just some contribution or some other money. So only that component of tuition fees is allowed as deduction. This benefit shall not include any payment toward development fees or donations. Donations in a very posh language is known as development fees or capitalization fees. Check. Symbiosis or some other. Okay, I shouldn't say that. But some other colleges, correct? They take in the name of donations, or they call it as in the name of donation they call it as development fees or capitalization fees. And payment made for education to any institution outside India not allowed. See, this part obviously is not tuition fees. These are donations mainly for getting the seat actually, correct? That is not allowed as deduction. Education of tuition fees of self, spouse, or again you know maximum 2 children of the assessee, correct? Maximum. Done everyone? Next one, investment in Sukanya Samruddhi scheme. Sukanya मुलगी क्या बोला इसे समृद्धि okay the interest on this scheme on deposit and withdrawals is exempt under section 10(11)(a). Who can claim the deduction? In whose name? The individual himself, or any girl child of the individual, or any girl child for whom such individual is a legal guardian. The scheme obviously is open for the benefit of a female or a girl child, correct? Next one, subscription to any deposit scheme, that is okay. 5-year bank FD, term deposit means fixed deposit. Only assessee. 5-year time deposit with again post office allowed. FD under senior citizen scheme, subscription to any deposit, blah 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 blah. Hudko we were just seeing her right now. ELSS is also there. Very nice this is actually. Equity linked saving schemes. Pay attention. Subscription to any units of any mutual fund under section 10(23)(d) or from an administrator or from a specified company under any plan formulated as per or in accordance with equity linked saving scheme. So pay attention. It is units of actually mutual fund in which you are investing. Okay. These ETC is entirely income or expenditure?
Expenditure.
Very good. So what is the expenditure? Correct. Mutual fund units purchased. Okay. But mutual funds are of many types. Okay. And in that, only those mutual funds which are formulated or created or known as ELSS, equity linked savings scheme, that under that scheme that mutual fund is recognized, then investment in those ELSS is allowed as deduction. Okay. It usually comes with a lock-in period. Do you remember PPF? PPF lock-in period?
5 years.
Not done. Okay. 3 years. ELSS 3 years. 54 EC. 54 EC. 5 years. PPF. We have not discussed this PPF. Lock-in period. It is long term is long term. Long term planning. Many times, parents create an PPF in the name of the child. When they are 18-year, 20-year old, they will require for education. So they create PPF at the beginning of the infant childhood of the whatever, the children. In the name of the children. Okay? Infant childhood. Do you get PPF deduction under section 80C if it is paid in the name of child? Allowed. Spouse children allowed, no? PPF check in the textbook only. ऐसा क्या आवाज निकाल दी? मेंढी झाली तुम्हें. Correct? Mainly so. PPF can be in the name of spouse or children also. The assessee can claim deduction. Okay. So 80C, pay attention, has one of the biggest types of investments already mentioned in section 80C. And last one, this we'll have to take separately when we'll do NPS. Okay. Contribution to additional account under NPS, National Pension Scheme. Have we done NPS somewhere? Yes. Atal Yojana tha na, that was Atal Pension Yojana. Correct? You had 80 CCD 1, 1B, 2A and all of the 2 you had. Yes? Okay. Then, next one. Payment for cost of purchase or construction of residential house property eligible under section 80C. What is the expenditure? Purchase or construction of residential house property. We have already seen residential HP or HP rather, you get benefit of interest under section 24B. So that is interest component. The principal component we get benefit under section 80C. Okay, that is what we are discussing here. Check. Approved payments. Any installment or part payment of the amount due under any self-financing or other schemes. So it is a scheme of any development authority. Development authority means some board or some, you can say, authority like HUDCO, that housing development organization, or some other like government agencies, housing board or other authority engaged in construction and sale of house property on ownership basis. So when installment is paid, that amount will be allowed as deduction. Okay. Then any installment or part payment of the amount due to any company or any cooperative society of which the assessee is a shareholder or member towards the cost of house allotted to him. So who has given who what? The company or cooperative society has allotted a house to the shareholder or the member, and this shareholder or member is now making repayment of that cost to the company or society. So even that is allowed as a deduction. And lastly is important, stamp duty, registration fee and other expenses for the purpose of purchase of house property. Very important. Stamp duty. Just now tell me section 80C, if you remember, it allows deduction under, it allows deduction on the payment basis or accrual basis, or is it deferred on payment basis? Pay attention. Whenever, if I have to give you actually practical example, if you take a very basic example, average example, okay? Let us say a person has purchased a HP house property for 50 lakhs. He doesn't have obviously cash of 50 lakhs that okay, today we'll go to bank and give a check of 50 lakhs, correct? So obviously people prefer what? House loans, isn't it? This we have discussed somehow. Housing loan, okay? Now he has taken a housing loan of 50 lakhs. The bank has paid 50 lakhs to the seller. Is it okay to you? And you will be repaying in the entire life, 20 years, 30 years, whatever, back to the bank. Is it okay? Actually, you will be obviously paying almost double, maybe whatever it is. Depends on your interest rate. Is it okay? So for the assessee, he is paying it to the bank, correct? So what is the expenditure? Principal and interest. Good. Then for registration the property in his own name, all the people always come back and take their share from the transaction. Even the government comes and the government wants stamp duty. Again, there are certain expenditure, registration fees also. Okay, stamp duty. Where have you already seen this concept? Stamp duty valuation. Correct, SDV. Based on the stamp duty valuation, you will charge actually stamp duty. So purpose of SDV is actually payment of stamp duty. It is, let us say, between 5% to 10% of the value stamp duty which you have to pay to get this registered. Of 50 lakhs, even if you take it as 5%, it is almost 2.5 lakhs. Are you following the year? In fact, in this year, the year in which you are purchasing a property, the interest, not interest, sorry, the principal amount paid to the bank goes waste. Because this is actually an average example. Why? Because stamp duty is allowed as deduction under section 80C. So usually it exhausts the entire 1.5 lakhs. So even in the same year, you have purchased the property, yes or no? You will start repaying or not to the bank. Which component? Principal, which is eligible under section 80C. But usually stamp duty itself takes the entire figure of 1.5 lakhs. So that principal goes waste in the year of purchase. Understood or no, everyone? Yes? Okay. Bouncer? Bouncer gaya? Okay. Then, one more thing. Again, little different. If house property is CG, capital asset, correct? If it is not a trading asset, it is your capital asset. When you will sell it or transfer, what will arise? Capital gain. Assume long-term capital gain, correct? What do we reduce from sale consideration? Index cost of acquisition. Transfer expenses at the time of transfer, correct? This 50 lakhs was paid to who? When you have purchased the original seller, correct or wrong? That is your cost of acquisition, as well as stamp duty is also allowed as cost of acquisition, because without this cost you could not acquire or purchase the property. So it is allowed as cost of acquisition. So here there is a kind of a double benefit. Stamp duty paid at the time of purchase, you took deduction under section 80C, and there has been court cases. Obviously, income tax department is going to fight. They will say what 80C benefit is taken. Court have simply said 80C is different section, capital gain is different section. Both of them are independent of each other. You allowed under 80C, not our problem. You are allowing as cost of acquisition, not our problem. So at times it is taken as double benefit. Understood or no? Is it good or bad if you claim stamp duty as cost of acquisition? Obviously good. Your cost of acquisition will increase, CG will decrease. No, followed or not? That's why I said it is little bit important over there. Fine. Next one. Repayment of loan. So here you are directly making payment, and here now you are repaying what? Loan. Now the loan is taken. Check. Loan is taken from source of loan. Important. That means who was the lender? Is it a condition in house property also? Can we claim 24B if we have taken house property loan from an individual? Can we claim deduction under section 24B if house property loan is taken from an individual? These questions are asked in exam, no, by the way. That is the level of preparation. Approved financial institution is used, word. Not given. Not there. No. And then ceiling limit. You need a banking. What do you need that? Certificate.
Yes, certificate.
Certificate is required.
Specifying interest payable.
Interest.
That is not specified.
Lender is not specified. Not given anywhere, no? Okay, then remind me, I'll give you again clearly. Who is the lender in case of for which we can claim 24B? Okay. For ATC, check. The CG and SG, the government themselves can give housing loans. Any bank, including a cooperative bank, underlying cooperative is also allowed. Then LIC, the company itself can also give housing loans. Then National Housing Bank or any public company formed and registered in India with the main object of carrying on business of providing long-term finance for construction or purchase of houses in India for residential purpose, which is eligible for deduction under section 36(1)(8). Which companies are we talking about actually here? Non-banking finance companies, correct. They are not banks, but their main work is also of providing loans. They earn from providing loans. Okay. Then, any company in which public are substantially interested or any cooperative society engaged in business of financing construction of houses. Okay, same over here. That means it will be allowed if it is again a public company and loan is given for financing construction of houses. And the assessee's employer, if it is an authority or a board or a corporation or any other body established or constituted under Central or State Act, or a public company or a public sector company or a university established by law or a college affiliated to such university or a local authority or a cooperative society. That means loan is given by who is the lender? Employer to employee. Which kind of employer? Which is under all these conditions. Either of the conditions are satisfied. Okay, it is an authority or board and all of that. Fine, that means you can say it is approved employer. Fine. Next one. Inadmissible payments. Inadmissible payments, pay attention. Payments means section 80C. More 45 minutes, don't worry. Inadmissible payments. 80C was allowed for payments or income. 80C, payments. So all these amounts was allowed specifically for deduction, yes. But some payments will not be allowed as deduction. admission fee cost of share, admission fee cost of share, or even initial deposit which a shareholder of a company or a member of cooperative society has to pay for becoming a shareholder or a member. Company can give loan to shareholder, or a cooperative society can give a loan to the member. Yes or no? But whatever is their joining fees, that will not be allowed as deduction. Next one also important. The cost of any addition or alteration or renovation or repair of HP, that is already covered in HP section 24B. If at all you have taken loan for the same, there is also another benefit. What is the another impact of this? It is not allowed as ATC, correct? What can be other impact of this? Interest is limited to 30,000. Correct, no? Another impact. Focus on this. Yes. Cost of
Improvement.
correct. No? You have to relate all of this now. Interest deduction in 24B. Barabar. The actual principal amount cost, that is allowed as cost of improvement. Correct. No? The cost of any addition or alteration or renovation or repair of the HP after the completion of the house, or after the house has been occupied by assessee or any person on his behalf, or after it has been let out. That means HP is there and there is some renovation or addition or whatever. That cost is not allowed as a deduction in 80C. Any expenditure whose deduction is allowable under section 24. 24 allows only interest. So what will be allowed? Principal. The thing is not directly given to you. Whatever is not allowed, they are telling you. So what is allowed, you have to understand, is principal on the borrowed capital. Okay. But because of MCQs now, if they want to make your life miserable, they can pick point anything and then they can ask you anything. Okay, keep that in mind. 9. No. NSC is there. 80D. There are still obviously 2-3 sections of 80C, double C, triple C, CCD. CCD is also there. Deduction in respect of medical insurance premium. Is it medical expenditure?
No.
Then what it is? Insurance policies premium. We had seen just now insurance premium. That was for life. So life goes in 80C, medical goes in 80D. Separate sections. Deduction allowed if payment is made out of income chargeable to tax for individuals. Pay attention. Preventive health checkup. What is preventive health checkup? At times you go in once in a year, you do your entire health checkup. Okay. So for that, deduction is allowed. If payment is made by any mode including cash. Including cash. The sublimit of preventive health checkup is 5,000. Then actual medical insurance premium paid with whatever any insurance company, that is not a problem. Or contribution to health scheme of central government, or contribution to health scheme notified by central government, either central government's health scheme or any other health scheme which is notified by CG. Okay. So what all deductions you can claim for payments? Preventive health checkup is done. With any insurance company, your health insurance premium, correct policy, government's health scheme and government notified health scheme. But any mode, very important, other than cash. Cash payment not allowed. If payment is done in cash, ATT for these amounts not allowed. Cash for preventive health checkup allowed. Then for these three figures, there is no sub limit. There is no sub limit. Sub limit means for preventive health checkup there is limit of 5,000 because there is a bigger limit. Overall limit of both of them total 25,000. How much? 25,000. ATC at how much? 1,50,000. So under ATD you can claim minimum, not minimum, but the limit is 25,000. Okay. For self, that means if the insurance covers self or spouse or so what is the difference between ATC first figures life insurance and this ATD? Independent life insurance for children is also allowed. Medical they have to be dependent. The children. If the children are independent, then ATD not allowed. If spouse is dependent or independent does not matter. Okay, all these little bit questions will be asked. Okay. Or 25,000 or 50,000 for parents. So parents also allowed separately. Now pay attention. In both the cases, are your parents senior citizens?
No.
At least I hope so. I don't know, not hope, but maybe majority of your parents are not senior citizens, correct? Yes. But maybe in couple of years, let us say 5 years, in 5 years they are going to be senior citizens? No. Good. So in 5 years, you may create an insurance, health insurance policy in your name also. Okay. So this 25,000, pay attention. And what about you? You will also not be senior citizen, correct or not? Yes. For them, the limits are 25,000, 25,000. That means assessee you can say start or create a medical insurance policy for self, spouse and dependent children, also for parents. Okay. If parents are not senior citizen, for them limit is 25. Yes or no? Okay. If parents are senior citizen, then for them the limit is 50,000. Are you following? So there can be 4 cases. Yes or no? How? You are not senior citizen. Yes. And your parents are also not senior citizen. Total deduction can be claimed maximum 50,000. After 15 years, let us say you are not senior citizen, but parents may be senior citizen. For them limit is 50,000. Total deduction under section 80D 75,000. After 50 years, okay, you are senior citizen.
Parents gets
Super senior.
Senior citizen. Correct or wrong? 80D deduction maximum 1 lakh. There was a time when the difference between parents and children were only of 20 years or 25 years. There was a time, no? Or there is maybe still a time, correct? So the assessee is 60 years old and parents are 80 years old, possible, or 85, correct? So in both the cases, limits are 50 and 50. Understood or no? Check. Remove this amount, remove this dates. It is for FY 1920. Okay, that is now permanent actually. Check. Shh. No one in your family has attained. No one 60 years of age. So for your nuclear family, that means immediate family. Immediate family means spouse and dependent children. Their limit is 25. Yes or no? The family with the joint family of parents is, their limit is 25. Total deduction can claim maximum is 50,000. What is the expenditure about? Insurance premium and preventive health checkup. Yes or no? The eldest member in your family, that means again in your nuclear you understand immediate family, you, spouse and children, is less than 60 years. But any, pay attention, either of them are above 60 years of age. Obviously, mother father are not going to have same date of birth. Yes or no? So somebody is going to advance 60 years first compared to someone else, compared to your spouse. Yes or no? Not your spouse, but compared to the spouse. Correct? So even if one of them exceeds 60 years, for them the bracket becomes 50,000. And if any of you, the assessee himself, has attained 60 years of age, it is deemed parents already are above 60 years of age. For you, limit become 50. What happened? Still 5 minutes. For you, the limit is 50, and parents is also 50. Then maximum becomes how much? 1 lakh. Okay. For HUF, assessee is what? HUF. Good. Can you claim ATC? Can you claim ATC for HUF?
No.
ATC for HUF. ATC, who is the eligible assessee? Individual or HUF. That's why we had that column now. HUF in the same name or in the name of the member. Similarly, silence. Premium is paid by HUF. But obviously HUF is a legal entity but artificial. You will create, you will take medical for the member or not. Correct? So it is taken for the life, not life. Medical insurance premium on life of members. Medical policy only, but for members. Deduction 25,000. The more you talk, the more time you are going to sit. Okay. Contribution to CG, health scheme or notified scheme or preventive health checkup. Important. No deduction available to HUF. If any of the members are resident senior citizen, the limit goes to 50,000. Member of what? HUF. Any member. Okay. Notified scheme means contributory health service scheme of the Department of Space. There may be many notified schemes by the CG. Okay. Senior citizen can be assessee himself or spouse or parent. That is done. Okay. That is a section 80D. That is it. See you in the next lecture.
Sir,